we can all agree that everyone is entitled to the pursuit of happiness, right? And I'm sure that everyone in this room would agree that we all are entitled to the basic necessities such as housing, food, health care, and the ability to take care of our families, right? And I definitely know that everyone in this room can agree that when our money is funny and we are worried about how we will feed our family and pay our bills, that this can cause undue stress and definitely makes us unhappy, right? Well, I'm absolutely sure that it makes no sense that someone with extensive professional experience, 2 master's degrees and doctoral credits, has stayed out of trouble for over 5 years, has been extremely active in her community, should not be unemployed and unable to find decent housing, right?
That's right.
Well, that's me. I did serve a year in prison for one offense, nonviolent offense, and basically because I was uneducated in the system, I did plead guilty because I was scared and they wanted to give me 50 years. So I just wanted to go home, like a lot of people do, and they just sign off. Why is it so hard for society to grasp the idea that if the average Joe or Jane is stressing over these things, that someone with a criminal record who is dealing with the same challenges of finding employment, securing housing, obtaining health care, and being able to feed and provide for their families wouldn't be stressing about the same issues? So how is it that how society would expect someone, as Pastor said, it's a recurring cycle. And if people who normally have pretty good, decent jobs, they stress out about trying to get bills paid. What do you think about somebody who, because of a record, some people, 10, 15, 20 years, cannot find a job, cannot give a place to stay because they have a felony. Some places you can't get assistance with food stamps because of certain charges. How do you expect that their stress level is? And so it leaves basically the system, to me, is set up for you to fail, because there's no way when you come out of a situation, you have so much stacked against you. One of the issues, one of the biggest reasons that when people come out and fail is when sometimes you go in, you have child support, you come out, you have child support that's a little higher than it was when you went in. So when you come out, you're expected to go and see your probation officer within the first 30 days. I think with me, it was first 30 days, I need you to bring me $250. But how do you expect a person to do that if you don't want them to commit a crime to get the money that they need to do that? But I need to pay probation, fines, fees, restitution, child support, 5 places. It's ridiculous. And I mean, really, no average person could do it. And so, oftentimes you don't have access to health care. And these are all basic things. We're not asking about things that should be to a certain group of people. These are things that should be afforded to the least of us. Housing, employment, food, health care. So when you have a criminal record, all of that is affected, not to mention the fact that you cannot vote. And like Pastor said, Georgia is one of the worst places that allows you that, there's a saying that when you come to Georgia on vacation, but you leave on probation. That is sad, but it's true. And when you're doing something, a 1 year or a 2 year, but 20, 30, 40 years, now that has taken you out of the game for 40 years. Meaning that has taken your voice out of the political arena, that has taken you out of everything pretty much. So you can basically expect for the next 30, 40 years for you to be struggling and having a hard time. So a lot of people say, oh, you from Georgia, I don't fool with Georgia, I don't go to Georgia. And it should not be that way, but it's the absolute truth. And these are things that we need to change. And a lot of that, when having a criminal record in Georgia, it cripples you, you're made to be they cash you out. And to me, it's outright discrimination and it's inhumane. How would someone expected to live and take care of their family and stay out of trouble if they aren't given opportunities to become better? Especially when people want to become better. People should give them the opportunity. You see a child struggling and wanting to read, wouldn't you allow them and try to help work with them so that they can read? The same attitude should be given to somebody who's trying to stay out of trouble. Just as if you were 12 or 13 or 14 and had a baby early. You don't want that to be something that's talked about for the next 20 or 30 years because of a mistake you made at a young age. How is the parent? As for me, one of my big issues, I'm very active in my child's education, but I can't volunteer in the school. I can't serve on the school board. I cannot attend anything as far as me coming to her school, to peep in the window, find out what's going on. Having a criminal record pretty much locks you out of everything. But what can you do to help? You can believe in second chances. You can write your legislators and tell them that you want crime to go down. You can tell them that you want those with criminal records to be given a fair chance to be successful once we are home. You can tell them that we need to have jobs that will sustain us, housing that will keep us warm, and food to feed our families. Tell them that our voices need to be heard too. Tell them we deserve to be able to vote. Tell them that our communities need to be inclusive and accepting of all, especially those of us who have refrained from criminal activity, have been productive citizens. Go to the polls and cast your vote for those who also believe in second chances and truly believe in inclusiveness. To the employers I employ that and urge you to hire people based on their experience, their qualifications, and their desire to be productive and not based on their past. Educational institutions need to give us opportunities to go back to school. Receive an education should not be based on whether you have a criminal record or not. And oftentimes people do want to go back to school and you're not allowed to go back to school. They teach you how to be barbers and carpenters and all these other things that get you these technical degrees while you're in prison. And when you get out of prison, you can't even go to the state of Georgia to get a barber license. What's the purpose of teaching me barbering in prison if when I get out, I can't even get a barbering license? So please do not deny that, because education is key to success. Lastly, before I leave you, I want to ask those of you in our room who do work for legislators to change our laws so that those of us on probation can vote. I ask that you allow us who have completed our probation be allowed to participate in civic activities. I ask that those of us on probation receive documentation when we get off. A lot of people on 20, 30 years probation, this is an issue that I've had. You pay restitution and fines, you don't get a receipt. You finally get off probation, you get no letter telling you you're off probation. I've just recently got off probation and only thankful for my prosecutor who fought hard to get me off probation early. And I'm too scared to go and register to vote because in the state of Georgia, if you go to register to vote and you're on probation, it's a felony. So I have no way of really verifying that I'm off probation. So you see all these loops that we have to jump through. So I'd like to thank you all for your opportunity, and whenever you have an opportunity to see somebody that's really trying that may have a criminal record, judge them on their character and not their record. Thank you.